Before we continue our leadership discussion, maybe we need to address a couple of issues that a lot of budding leaders get hung up on. This whole idea that leadership is supposed to be associated with greatness. I mean, we're certainly familiar with the great names in history, Mohandas Gandhi and Churchill and Alexander the Great and Margaret Thatcher and Dwight Eisenhower. But what happens at the bottom of the leadership ladder is often as important as what happens at the top. I'm not sure there were too many generals out on the beaches of Normandy, and there aren't too many CEOs walking around trying to motivate the people in the night shift. So don't get hung up on the icons of the world. Just because you can't lead a continent doesn't mean that you can't effectively lead a group of individuals. Another issue that comes up when you talk about leadership is the origin of the talent. There are lots of people that believe that you have to be born a leader in order to lead. I used to believe it. I've got friends that are outstanding leaders that also believe it. But let's think about that. I wrote a best-selling book called Selling at Mach 1, and I only mention that because in that book, I talk about how you gain a relationship with the customer. And the way you do it is you do it through your behavior. Your behavior gains influence with the person that you're trying to sell. Well, I'm not sure that leadership is any different. What you're trying to do as a leader is gain influence with those people that you're trying to lead. Now, we all know that influence is gained through behavior. We also know that behavior can be learned. You can be taught the behavior of leadership. So what is it that leaders do? It's been said that leaders motivate others to accomplish objectives. They take charge, they direct activities, they're charismatic, they're prone to action, they create compelling visions. Well, I would agree that they do all those things. But if I was a novice in the game of leading and I had to go in and turn around a failing organization, I'm not sure I could do it if my marching instructions were to create a compelling vision. But that doesn't mean that I can't lead. There's one thing that every leader does, and what I would like you to do is I'd like you to think about it. One word to describe what leaders do. Let's see if you can come up with it. We'll get right back to you. So what did you say? Did you say energy? Well, I agree with you. I've never known a leader of any consequence that didn't create energy in the organization that they led. Great organizations are filled with energy. Failing organizations are devoid of it. So the definition that we're going to use for everything that will follow is that leaders create energy in others by instilling purpose to what people do. Your actions as their leader will either turn their engine on or turn it off. All right, let's find out how much you know about leadership. Here's the scenario. You're a leader and you're going to be sent in to turn around a failing organization. A failing organization, because leadership is needed in a failing organization a whole lot more than if it just won the Super Bowl. You're going to create energy in that organization, a variety of ways, and certainly a lot of it's going to have to do with your behavior. What would be your initial action?